on track, ready to roll. Okay, for this problem here, we're talking about solving equations still. Talking about solving equations that have one thing we have to do to solve, okay, one-step equations. Now, for this particular one, we need to simplify before we solve. Okay? Simplify means to take something, an expression, down to its lowest name, simplest form. Okay? And we can do that on the left side of the equation first. This over here we can take and we can simplify that before we start solving. Okay? And to simplify that, we're simply going to take what's inside the parentheses, and what is 10 minus 7? What? 3. So I'm going to take and multiply then 4 times 3 equal x plus 4. Not 2 x's, not 2 pluses. Okay? Now, what is 4 times 3? 12. So we're going to do 12 is equal to x plus 4. Now, this is where we simplified right here. Okay? Now we have to solve. We have to solve by doing the inverse operation. Okay, sort of reminding us of what we talked about on Monday. The inverse operation of addition is what? Subtraction. Okay, so I'm going then to take and go 12 minus 4 is equal to x plus 4 minus 4. So here's what we added to the equation to solve it, was the minus 4. We are subtracting 4 because that's the inverse of adding 4, which is what was in the original problem. Remember, we talked about on Monday, when we're solving equations, we're trying to isolate the variable on the left or the right side of the equal sign. On this particular equation, it's on the right side, and so we're trying to isolate the variable. We're trying to isolate that x right there. Okay, whoops, my x got disappeared. Okay, so we're trying to isolate that variable, and what happens is this inverse operation of adding and subtracting 4 gives us 0. Okay, and it cancels itself out. And so that leaves me with x on the right side. On the left side, what is 12 minus 4? What? 8, yes. And so our answer is x is equal to 8. Okay, now, you can always check to make sure that you're right. How I would check this problem is I would simply write this problem here, 12 equal to x plus 4, okay, and then I would plug in my value of 8 in for the x. And so that's 12 is equal to 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12, so that does check out. That does check, and it's good. Okay? So x is equal to 8 is the correct solution to our equation. Okay? Okay, I want you to try number 18 on your own. Number 18 says 22 plus x equals 4 times 39 divided by 3. Okay, try that one on your own. Give you a minute or so here to do that one. That one also has, you have to simplify before you can start solving. All right, who has an answer? Anyone? Anyone? Are you stuck? Did you get past, what was the first step you did? Somebody tell me what was the first thing you did in the problem. Noah. Okay, so we divide the 39 by 3. So that's the first thing. So 22 plus x stays the same. Then I have 4 times, what is 39 divided by 3? 13, good. So there's that step. Now, what's the next step? Brandon, what would you do next? Correct. We're going to multiply 4 times 13. So we have 22 plus x, once again, stays the same. What is 4 times 13? What? 52. Some of you are very soft-spoken this morning. Okay, it's another reason why you got to have breakfast. Gives you the energy to talk, which y'all don't usually need that help, but hey, give you some more energy. So now what do I do? Now we're at a regular equation. There is no simplifying that I can do. So what do I do next? Emma? Right. And what is the inverse operation for this equation? Anybody? What are we doing in this equation? Right here, what are we doing? We're what? We're adding. Thank you for actually speaking up. We're adding what? We're adding 22. So the inverse of adding 22 would be to do what? Subtract it. We got to subtract 22. So that would be 22 plus x minus 22 equals 52 minus 22. Okay, on the left side of the equation, the adding 22 and the subtracting 22 are going to cancel each other out, leaving me with that little x right there. So that's x on the left side. What is 52 minus 22? What? 30. I thought somebody said 32. It's like, no, got to get rid of some of those 2's. So 30. And that's your answer. Okay. Now, what if it has the dreaded fractions? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, the process doesn't change even if it has the dreaded fractions. I can't do fractions. Oh, boy. Okay, you can do it. They'll just start freaking out. When they put words in there, if they put fraction in there, everybody starts, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it. You don't ever stop you from eating a fraction of a pizza. Do you eat a whole pizza, Xavier? All 8 slices? So you eat a fraction of the pizza then, right? So we don't have any trouble eating fractions, okay? So we shouldn't have any trouble adding, subtracting, or multiplying, or dividing fractions. Okay, just think of a pizza that you're going to eat. How many pieces do you eat usually? You don't know? Well, everybody knows how many pieces of pizza you can eat. How many pieces can you chow down of a Domino's pizza? Huh? 3? Is that it? Oh, man, I can eat 4 or 5 pieces. My dad, one time, we were having an eating contest at a buffet, a pizza buffet, and he ate somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 pieces of pizza. I mean, he was putting it down. Of course, then it was, they weren't all like the big old slices you get in a Domino. They were, a lot of them were real thin, short, and because they were trying to, we were at Pizza Inn, I think it was, back in the old days when they had buffets that, sort of like they do now at CC's. It was sort of like a CC slice. I mean, that's still a lot of pizza. Don't get me wrong. He ate a lot of pizza. I think he paid for it for a couple of days after that, but we were pretty amazed that, he could eat that much pizza. I myself, I'm about, most I think I've ever eaten is like 5, 6 pieces, 7 pieces maybe. But back to math. All right, now that we're with the fractions, is there any simplifying that I can do to this problem before I start solving it? Is there any parentheses, anything on the right or left side that I can add together before I start solving it? Nope, there's not. Okay, so I have to solve it. So what mathematically am I doing in the problem? Not what I do to solve it, what am I doing mathematically in this problem? Michael, what am I doing mathematically? Am I adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? I'm subtracting. So, Destiny, what is the inverse of subtracting? Adding. So I know to solve the equation, I'm going to add something. Okay, am I going to add in? No, because if I add an in, that doesn't get in by itself. Okay, what if I add a 3? Am I going to add a 3? No, I'm not going to add a 3. So the only thing left is to take n minus 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 3 plus 3/4. Now here's where the panicking starts. You go, oh my goodness, what do I do? What do I do? Well, it's very simple. If I've got 3 boxes of pizza, okay, and so I've got 3 boxes of pizza sitting right here on Joy's desk. 1, 2, 3. And I take 3/4 of another box and put it with this pizza. So I have 3 full boxes, and then I have what left? 3/4, right? So 3 3/4. That's what n is equal to. Okay? So basically, when you're adding a whole number with just a fraction, it's just the whole number and the fraction put together. Whether it was 1/5, whether it was 1/20th, whether it was 7/19, doesn't matter. If I'm adding a fraction to a whole number, the answer is going to be that whole number and fraction together. All right? So, let's look at a decimal one, because I know how much we love decimals. N plus 0.519 equals 0.597. All right, so which side is the variable on, left or right? Left side. So I gotta keep the variable over there, and I gotta move everything on the left side over to the right side. Okay, so I gotta take and move this right here over here. Okay, because I have to isolate. I have to get the n by itself. So to do that, then I have to take and say, okay, n stays here. I'm adding 0.519. So I'm adding it, so I have to subtract it to get it away from here. On the other side, I have 0.597, and I have to do the same thing that I added over here, I have to do over here. Okay? Now, on the left side of the equation, my adding and my subtracting cancel each other out, leaving me with n is equal to 0.597 minus 0.519. Remember, when we're adding or subtracting decimals, you must line up the decimal. Okay, now the 0 in front of the decimal has no effect on the number, so that's why I dropped it off. You don't even have to include it in the original problem. Okay? Because zeros on the end of decimal numbers and zeros in front of the decimal have no effect on the number. Now we just subtract it. Can't take 7 minus 9, so I have to borrow from the 9, make it an 8, make that 17. 17 minus 9 would be 8. 8 minus 1 would be 7. 5 minus 5 is 0, and I must keep that 0 because it is behind the decimal. Okay, remember, we just bring the decimal down into our answer. So n is equal to 0.078. All right, so what we're going to do for work today, start it today in class. It's not going to be homework. Okay, we're going to start it today in class, and we'll finish it up tomorrow in class. All right, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to write it down. So we're sort of skipping some problems occasionally. We're going to, first of all, do 1 through 12. Okay, and this is where it says written exercise. Okay, written exercise. It's where all these problems are located in that section. Written exercise down at the bottom of page 253, 1 through 12. And then we're going to do (17 through 20). And then we're going to do 23 through 28. All right. And remember, we're sort of calling this 12.3. That's what it's out of the book, but we're not, obviously, these are not coming out of your textbook. These are coming off your copy sheets that I gave you on Monday. Okay. All right. Now, we still have about 25 minutes left in class, 22 minutes, or, about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes left in class, so I'm going to let you partner up, group up, and work on the math. Okay, like I said, it is not homework, but you need to work hard because, obviously, we're going to grade this at the end of class tomorrow. Okay, so you can't sit around and do nothing today and then go, oh, well, I'll have to do all of them tomorrow during whatever time we have to do that. All right, so go ahead and break up. Get with somebody you want to, and y'all start working on it.